This small island off the coast of Florida has become a destination for vacationers and adventurers alike. In the midst of this perfect climate, guests can enjoy great food and rich culture. A culture influenced heavily by the sea that surrounds it. Fresh seafood in almost every meal. Even the art reflects life at sea. Today we immerse ourselves into the fishing culture right here in Key West, Florida. Today, a local historian shows what it's really like to grow up on this island.
This place is fantastic. I absolutely love the island of Key West and the Florida Keys.
We learn Key West history at the Shipwreck Museum.
You know, we're in this museum today, the Shipwreck Treasures Museum. It's all about the story of the salvage history.
I tour the home of this island's most prominent resident.
You know, and most of the mornings is when Hemingway did his writing. Okay. You know, 4 or 5 hours a day, and sometimes longer than that.
Really?
Yeah.
And we catch and cook some local seafood. There are few places in town that embody the spirit of Key West better than here. It's a world-famous conch fritter stand, and there's no better guide to a city than the man who's practically the mayor.
Now you're the mayor here, right?
I'm actually a generational Key Wester, a native-born conch. But my family's been there for 7 generations. I am not the mayor, but I like to,
7 generations.
Yeah. I like to be an ambassador to my hometown.
So this is a conch shell, and there's something that grows in it, which we're about to eat.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's fantastic to eat as well, you know. But yes, this is the shell left over from the marine snail.
And they grow around here, right?
They grow throughout the Caribbean and around here as well. I mean, you can walk along the shoreline and see the small baby ones all the way to like a full-grown conch shell.
Okay.
And you know, have the animal inside of it. But the animal, it's a giant snail. You know.
Yuck.
And
I can't lie, giant snail didn't win me over, but these fritters just look and smell too good to pass up.
the world-famous conch fritters here at the conch fritter stand in the heart of Mallory Square.
Look at that. Now there it is. That looks like, to me, like little balls of something.
Well, this is decadence, is what I like to call it. You know, it's packed full of vegetables, conch meat. We've got a key lime mustard sauce here as well that we'll dip them in.
So that's what that is.
You
That's
know?
key lime.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's try it. Oh, yum. That's really good. Obviously, there's a lot of things in there other than...
Like I said, spices, vegetables, bell peppers, green peppers, red peppers. I mean, you name it. There's some conch meat right up front here as well.
Simple and delicious. There's nothing put to waste. Even the shell has a purpose.
This is great sustenance. It was easy to find during years of Great Depression taxation even. You know, it's like we would rather eat conch than pay taxes. You know, was one of the the call signs. From generations ago. But yeah, no, I mean, so it is the icon of the Florida Keys.
Now you guys are really good at not wasting anything. So the shell has a very big use now.
The shell has a huge use down here, and it has for generations as well. You know, and so you can make a horn out of a conch shell.
It's really heavy.
Yes. You might even get a conch on the head. You know, yeah, no, but yes, no. So the conch shell, you know, you definitely, oftentimes, especially with kids, 2 hands, but. You can get this to play loud enough that you could, signal somebody on the far end of the island or on another boat. Or
Let's give it a go. Let's give it a shot.
Give it a shot? Okay,
yeah.
So here we go. I'll give you a quick sample.
Let's do it.
All right.
I love that. That is so cool.
There you go.
That's at a whole nother level. I mean, no, that wasn't a horn. That was actually like a whole instrument. All right, let me give it a go.
All right. I would suggest taking your hand out of it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, there you go.
So.
a little more. Fantastic, we're on our way.
A great start to a journey on this pristine island city. Just down the road, you'll find one of the busiest spots in town. Everything here is handmade. They've got great breakfast, lunch and dinner, so this place is always packed. Whether you're visiting or live down the street, Blue Heaven is a staple in Key West.
Blue Heaven is a terrific restaurant here in town, open 25 plus years. Okay. Terrific food.
We make homemade pancakes. We have a bakery. We make all our breads in the morning, squeeze all our juices. We do an array of omelets. We make our own granola, and we do shrimp and grits.
Well, they're pretty much taking up about a whole block here because the place just keeps going on, right?
Well, Blue Heaven has been here. The original building out on the corner of Thomas and Petronia was built in, I think, 1884.
This is a fantastic city and little island community that has taken all of the different cultures that have come to it over the last 180 plus years and kind of really blended all of those together. And you get this great melting pot, and then you incorporate writers and artists and musicians. I mean, it's perfect.
Hemingway, back in the 30s, refereed boxing matches on the weekends. You can go back in Sports Illustrated and do a study and find out about it. It's called the Blue Goose Arena, right over here where people are dining.
As exciting as this town can be, it's also a great getaway. This island is a great mix between adventure and total relaxation.
You're out here in this perfect Key West climate.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the climate here is pretty spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, outside, open the windows and sit on your front porch, go out and sit in the shade, and you're just like,
It's nice. You wake up in the morning. I like to walk out and get the newspaper, in a towel. It's real easy.
We are a definite vacation format.
People walk in the middle of the street. I mean, they probably shouldn't, but they are. It's kind of like, it's a very relaxed place.
A lot of things to do here. Kayaking, fishing. I love the water. I think a lot of people come here. It's one of the reasons I came down, was to enjoy the beautiful water we have. So we're blessed way down here. We have nice water. It's a great place for seafood. We have fresh yellowtail snapper. That's our local produce. We also have shrimp.
Well, food down here is great because you're so close to the ocean, and shrimp is a big part of what you guys. In fact, we're going to have shrimp today, right?
Yes. For me, shrimp is one of the go-to iconic items for Key West. The Key West pinks, as we like to call them.
We'll let them try some shrimp and grits, and then maybe a piece of key lime pie.
Okay, so this is the shrimp you're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
These are Key West pinks. The shrimp and grits. Yeah, they're a phenomenal piece, and I would say dig right in. Of course, we have banana bread as well.
Of course.
It's shrimp mixed with Cabot, Vermont sharp cheddar cheese. Then we saute the pink shrimp, serve them on top with a little butter, green onions, and cracked black pepper.
All right, let's give it a try, shall we? Look at that.
Let's do the Key West pink, absolutely. So, I mean, there's a couple, there you go, dig right in, absolutely. That was going to be my preferred way to eat the Key West pink.
That's really meaty, and they're grown around here.
Yes, these are caught right off of our waters.
Wow.
Again, this little tiny creature had played such an important role in Key West culture. Key West pink is an iconic piece to Key West.
As iconic as the conch?
I would say just a little bit below it.
Okay, yeah.
Because, again, I'm a native-born conch.
Okay.
I'm a seventh generation Key Wester, a conch, a native-born conch, as we like to refer to ourselves. I know Key West, I love Key West, and I love to share the history of and the culture of my city with all of the visitors that come here.
To no surprise, Clinton loves his hometown so much, especially when you can get a piece of key lime pie like this one.
Now, what's the story about key lime pie?
Key lime pie it's said to have got its start here in Key West in the 1850s, and it's a very, very simple dessert. Very tart, make you woo at the end because it's made with the key lime.
Today we use sweetened condensed milk. We squeeze our limes, and we put egg yolks, and that's the classic recipe, and that's what makes the congealed part of the pie. And then the whites are mixed with a little bit of sugar, cream to tartar, and make our meringue. Well, it's a pretty standard recipe, actually. We just do a good job with it. We squeeze our limes and make it the old-fashioned way. Lots of love.
What on earth is happening with that? That is absolutely massive.
This is a beautiful presentation of...
Its hairstyle is very high.
It might even hold up in the high winds, you know? But look at that. But yeah, this is, you know, key lime pie. It's a simple dessert. Again, so vitally important to Key West.
I've got to say, it's my favorite dessert in the world.
Mine too.
And I'm not from here, and I'm not biased. It is absolutely my favorite.
Yeah.
Let me see if it's up to scratch.
Please do.
Oh,
Yeah, it's perfect.
right up there with one of the best.
One of the great things about any city you go to visit is you've got to make sure you have good food. And trust me, traveling to Key West, food, very, very important, and we deliver on it.
Whether it's great food or perfect weather, Key West really does deliver. Key West is a distant island off the coast of Florida, and before this small town became known as a vacation destination, locals here made their fortune from helping ships at sea.
If you're on a ship and you happen to strike the reef and you need assistance,
Yeah.
you're grateful, you know, that somebody's out there to come and assist.
Okay.
And so a captain, a salvage captain,
Yeah.
federally licensed by the government, the captain, I need assistance. And so, okay, well, you're gonna sign a document that says, you know, at the end of this, you're gonna owe me some money for this service.
Okay.
And if the captain had enough money to pay for the service, they paid for the service.
Okay.
However, if they didn't, portions of their cargo would have to be left behind. The cargo would be auctioned off at an auction,
Yep.
and then proceeds from that auction would be used to pay the salvagers for their services.
The salvage industry was so prominent that most locals today can trace back their personal connection.
You know, we're in this museum today, the Shipwreck Treasures Museum. It's all about the story of the salvage history.
Yeah.
The salvage crew that found the shipwreck that we focus on here, the Isaac Allerton,
Yeah.
an 1850s merchant vessel,
Yeah.
they were searching for Spanish galleons.
Okay. Now, this was your grandfather, right?
This is my great-great-great-grandfather in 1856 actually worked the shipwreck of the Isaac Allerton with one of his sons. And so for me, it's one of my favorite stories to tell
Yeah.
about the cultural history, my family's connection to Key West.
Wrecking was probably the most important economy for the area, right?
Yeah, wrecking is really where it all kind of really began.
Okay.
You know, it's the salvage and wrecking industry that helped propel Key West into one of the wealthiest cities per capita in the United States
For
in the
real?
1850s. Yes,
Wow.
you know, you're talking hundreds of ships a day at times in the seasons could be sailing by the Florida Keys and the
Okay.
Straits of Florida, carrying all manners of goods. You know, the industry eventually came to an end, but the industry brought tremendous wealth, which in turn brought tremendous homes
Really?
to the island as well. You know, big mansions. One of the great mansions of the day that we still see here today is the Curry Mansion, built.
Which is your family.
Yes, cousins. You know,
Yeah.
but the same last name. We just don't share the money.
Okay.
But William Curry, of course, he came here penniless as a young teenager in 1837 from Green Turtle Key in the Bahamas.
Right.
And through great business acumen, became Florida's first millionaire.
Talking about notable characters, the most notable, I guess, is Ernest Hemingway, right?
Yeah, I would say Ernest Hemingway is definitely one of the top notable names here.
Let's go and check out his house, shall we?
Sounds great.
Key West is filled with a vibrant and fascinating history. You'll find Hemingway's home away from the hustle and bustle of island life. This tropical getaway is the perfect place for an author.
While today known as the Hemingway House,
Yeah.
it was built originally in 1851 of the native quarried limestone
Yeah.
by Asa Tift. And Asa Tift was one of the wrecking masters, one of the wealthiest citizens on the island during that wrecking era when Key West was the wealthiest city per capita.
There's cats everywhere. What's going on? I mean, can't they like do something about that?
Well, the cats are actually one of the most important parts of the house. There's actually 55 of them on the property.
Oh my God!
And they are the polydactyl cats, so it's the six-toed cats. And so the cats are very important because cats were very important on sailing ships. You know, help keep rats or mice or rodents down.
Okay.
And so the first cat was given by a ship's captain to Ernest Hemingway here in the late 1920s.
Yep.
And his name was Snowball, and his sons renamed the cat Snow White.
Okay.
But all these cats here trace their lineage back to back to Snow White.
His writing style changed much of the way authors would write in this country, and some of his most prominent works were written right here in this house.
One novel that really traces his time back to Key West, and that a lot of the influence in Key West was To Have and Have Not.
Okay.
Actually based in the Great Depression era of Key West.
And it was actually based on the town.
Yeah, the town and some of the folks and the experiences that he had with those folks, and their fishing trips and their camping trips and such stuff.
He was a big fisherman.
Oh, yes.
And that was his thing. When he wasn't writing and feeding the cats, he was fishing. You know, if I was an author, this is a great place to write because it's just so quiet and peaceful and beautiful.
Yes, and and most of the mornings is when Hemingway did his writing.
Okay.
4 or 5 hours a day, and sometimes longer than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it was a full-time job.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, it was his job, and but
Had to pay for all this. Okay, so this is called
this is the hayloft.
The hayloft.
This is, you could say the writer's quarters, But,
right, so this is where he would come out, and then he would come up here and just think.
Yeah, think and write. Put the words together. Put the pages and let the pages start to go. So, but you can really get a sense to start to feel again. It's quiet right now.
Yeah.
And during Hemingway's days here, it would have been quiet as well.
Yeah.
Very little traffic. Again, the Great Depression, not a whole lot really going on.
Through Hemingway's writing, this small island getaway has inspired people all throughout the world. It doesn't get any fresher than this. At Hurricane Hole, expert chefs will cook the fish that you personally caught.
Well, this is your freshest seafood you'll get in Florida Keys. We have the opportunity to be able to buy our fish direct from the captains right here in the marina, so that's what we tout as one of our #1 selling features here, the fact that we have fresh fish, and we literally mean hours out of the water.
How does this work today? So we've pretty much caught the fillets, you've cleaned them all up, and you've brought them here to the marina's restaurant. What are they going to do?
They're going to cook them however we like.
Yeah.
They're going to add sides to it. They bring it out family style, they call it.
Okay.
So it'll be a platter of fish. There'll be some sides to go with it, and it's delicious.
And it's one of the unique items on our menu that everybody walks away satisfied. One, because A, you're eating something that you caught yourself. B, most people have never had fish that are literally a couple hours old. And fresh fish, there's really nothing like it. It's absolutely spectacular. And then we always do our fresh catch meals as a family style. So it all comes out on a big platter, all different sides, all different preparations. So it ends up being a good family affair.
How long have you been doing this for?
23 years?
Wow. How many fish have you caught in that time?
I couldn't even begin to guess.
Matt's been living and fishing in Key West for quite a while, and with weather like this, it's easy to understand why so many people move here from colder parts of the country.
What brought you here in the first place?
I was chasing girls.
You were chasing girls, and you even hook, line, and sinkered one yourself.
I did. My wife, Teresa, best thing that's ever happened to me. Right. And we're both Midwesterners, transplants from down, to down here.
Isn't that fun?
Oh, it's fantastic.
In fact, the population here, there's a lot of people who are from the Midwest.
Yeah.
I guess because it's so cold, right?
Yeah.
And they just want to escape the snow and get tired of shoveling snow.
Sure. Haven't shoveled snow in 20 years.
You miss it?
20 plus. Not very much.
But this fishing lifestyle isn't just for fun. Much of the economy here in Key West relies heavily on the fresh catch.
Fishing here, I mean, how important is fishing to the economy here in
Absolutely.
Is it really?
Absolutely essential.
Okay.
It's huge. Charter fishing and commercial fishing.
Okay.
Commercial fills the restaurants so that people can eat.
Yep.
And recreational, these boats all take people charter fishing.
I was excited to get out on the water with Matt, and even more excited to try my hand at catching my very first fish.
And watch your flip.
Okay, give it down.
And you're down. Throw your reel. Lift, reel.
Oh, wow.
Now lean up, just lean up.
Lean up.
Reel down to him. Reel.
Oh, it's gone.
No, it's not. Keep reeling. See, he's going the other way.
Oh, wow.
Stop, lift, just lift. Okay, just let him run.
How do we get a fish so quickly? Wow.
You're just a lucky man.
We
Gary.
literally just put the
Lucky
thing
man.
in the water.
Bring your ride tip right over my head. There you go, buddy.
Mate, that was literally 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes.
That was 30 seconds. That is incredible. That's it. 30 seconds. First fish I've ever caught as an adult. Yes. He's a beauty, isn't he?
Yes, very nice.
So we caught a yellow jacket. How kind of rare are they? And are they kind of like a bit of a favoured fish here?
They are one of the favorite fishes to eat. My wife's favorite. They're not rare fish,
Okay.
thankfully, or otherwise we wouldn't be able to keep them
Yeah, okay.
by law.
Yeah.
And the other fish were gray snapper, mangrove snapper. There's a snapper.
Oh, wow, we got a snapper. Wow, that's great. That's great. So we've got 2 fish already.
Fine eating fish right there. It's called a mangrove snapper, or a gray snapper we call them.
Okay.
Look at the teeth on this guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. The whole inside is basically teeth. The whole inside. Wow. He's got a big mouth.
Those canine teeth are sharp, and these are kind of ornery fish. They will grab right a hold of you, and they will hold on.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not sure if it's beginner's luck or Matt's expertise, but we caught some great looking fish literally in a few minutes. Now it's time to cook them up.
Well, Mitch and Gary brought in a yellow jacket and a yellowtail snapper. So on the yellow jack, which is a bit of a meatier fish, we're going to fry that. It holds up well to the seasoned flour batter. And with the snapper, which is a little more delicate, light, sweet fish, we're going to put that on the grill, panko preparation and black.
Oh, Matt, thank you so much.
No problem.
So this is the fish we caught.
This is the fish you caught.
That is just amazing.
Literally from the boats onto this dock, dragged through the restaurant, right into the kitchen, and then into the fryers. So our customers actually get to see the fish coming off the boat and getting brought right into the kitchen. So it really doesn't get any better than that.
This is amazing. I caught this fish and now I'm about to eat it. Oh, yeah. That is just amazing. I literally didn't put anything on it because I just want to taste the meat itself.
Sure.
And that's the grilled version. It's really, really kind of chalky, almost falls apart in your mouth. And not really oily though.
No.
And just delicious. Okay, let me try some of this battered fried stuff. This is the yellow jacket still, the first fish I caught. Oh yeah. Actually, I preferred it fried.
Yeah.
It's a little more oilier and just a beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a fried fish man. That's my go-to.
Yeah, look at that. Just falls apart. Absolutely beautiful.
More than a meal, fishing culture in Key West has created a haven for creatives and adventurers alike. Thanks for coming on the tour with us. Join us next time as we continue our tasting journey throughout America.